WGAA Sports.
Cedartown High School basketball.
He dunks it! Lays it up. Got it! Three-pointer try. Yes!
Cedartown wins!
It's time for Cedartown High School Bulldogs basketball. Right here on WGAA 106.1 FM and AM 1340. Broadcasting online at WGAAradio.com and streaming on the TuneIn Radio app and Facebook Live. And now, let's head down to courtside for today's action.
Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for 100 years. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call today for tee time, 770-748-9671. Located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buchanan Highway. Cedartown's original golf course celebrating 100 years. Cedar Valley Golf Course.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the GHSA.
Make the right play. Go to Peach State Ford in Cedartown today.
Rush to Peach State Ford in Cedartown. Peach State Ford has a championship lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles. Peach State Ford is now open in your backyard.
Peach State Ford is proud to be part of your local community. Whether you're waiting for your vehicle to get serviced, picking up a part for your vehicle, or stopping by to check out a new vehicle for yourself, Peach State Ford offers a wide range of amenities to enhance your experience. Peach State Ford in Cedartown, 2076 Rockmart Highway, 770-748-3673. Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs!
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Welcome in, Cedartown High School Bulldog fans. It is Region Tournament basketball here on a Thursday night on the Big AA. Cedartown Bulldogs on top of the Allatoona Buccaneers 2-0. We apologize.
The following is a presentation
but now
of
we are ready to go. The Bulldogs looking to pick up a win here on the road, trying to knock off the number one team in the region, the number one team in the tournament. The home team, the Buccaneers, and the Dogs are off to a 2-0 lead. Davion Smith would have a layup from the left side to put the Dogs on the top. Cedartown in their road red uniforms with the Bulldog logo, white numbers trimmed in black. We've got Davion Smith, Quinlan Cothran, Aston Turner, Hayden Rittenhouse, and Zane Diamond Paisley on the floor for this Dog squad, taking on this very tough, very good Allatoona team. And just like that, the Buccaneers are on the board and on top with a three hit from the perimeter. Zane Diamond Paisley will push it across half court, gives it up to Davion Smith. Smith working from the logo. Now near side comes to Diamond Paisley. The Bulldogs working from left to right on your radio dial. Quinlan Compton, 360 spin in the lane, and they will get him for the travel on the low post, and that'll be a turnover. Allatoona wearing their home white uniforms, Buccaneers in black, in block letters across the chest with black numbers trimmed in red. Uniforms trimmed in black stripes down each side. Over to the right side, the Buccaneers will work it. Now they'll come near side. They'll give it to number 3, Soulsby. Soulsby's going to work it over to the right side, the perimeter. They'll try to drive in with Lewis. Lewis will give it up. He's going to give it to Dupree. Now they'll try to work it down low. They bounce it back outside into the corner. A three on the way, and that one is good. And it is 6-2 with McCauley hitting from beyond the arc. The Dogs now with a 4-point deficit. ZDP with a long-range jump shot. The pull-up is no good, and the rebound goes to the Buccaneers. Allatoona will drive, top of the key, left side. They'll go to McCauley. McCauley working on that near side of the key. Now they'll go back to that corner. The three is long, and the rebound is taken there by Cedartown's Aston Turner. Turner gives it up to ZDP. Now back to Davion. Smith in the front court brings it back to Turner. Turner's going to work it to the near side into Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse tried to work it down low, and it's stolen. They were trying to get it down to Quinlan Cothran, and Dupree was there with the hand to get the steal. Allatoona quickly in transition. Left side of the key, a long three there from McCauley, and it is good as well. A 7-0 run so far for this Allatoona squad has them on top of the Dogs, 9-2. Rittenhouse to Turner. Turner working from the near side corner, gives it back to Smith. Smith has to try to break around the coverage, has to bounce it back outside. Diamond Paisley from the top of the key to the right side to Davion Smith. Smith thought about a long-range three, pulls it down. Now he will fire the long-range three off the front of the iron, just short, no good. The rebound goes to the Buccaneers. Allatoona quickly in transition. Right side is Soulsby, drives the baseline, kick out from the far side corner. Now they'll work it into the high post. Now they go top of the key, long-range three, and that is up and good. And we've got a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this 30-second break here on the Cedartown Bulldog Sports Network, the Big AA.
Looking for a good used vehicle? Don't go out of town. Come see the folks at Dingler Motor Company, 526 North Main Street. Bad credit, no problem. Dingler Motor Company can get you back on the road in no time with their in-house financing. Top quality pre-owned late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop by and check out their wide selection at 526 North Main Street across from Livewire Surplus. Call them at 770-748-0906. Search them on Facebook at Dingler Motor Co. That's Dingler Motor Company.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
A 12-0 run has the Allatoona Buccaneers on top of the Bulldogs, 12-2. Cedartown would strike first, but then it's been all Buccaneers since then. Quinlan Cawthorn off the inbounds pass, working the low post, high off the glass, no good. And the rebound is taken by the Buccaneers, but then we try to steal it back, and we've got a foul called against the Bulldogs, and we'll wait for the call. It will be against the big senior center for the Dogs, Quinlan Cawthorn. That'll be his first of the night, first team foul against this Cedartown squad. The Bulldogs would get to this semifinal game by picking up dominating victories over Southeast Whitfield in the opening round of the tournament, and then a win on Tuesday night, another dominating performance over the Hiram Hornets. 3-point attempt on the way from Allatoona, no good. Rittenhouse with the rebound. Davion Smith will push it up the floor for the Dogs. Right side, Ashton Turner. Now to Quinlan Cawthorn. The big man's going to drive the post. 360 spin, loses the handle. Davion recovers, top of the key. Left side, ZDP. A long-range three, and it is no good. Just off the mark. Ashton Turner with the rebound. He tries to give it to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse in the lane. The floater, it won't go. And then Allatoona comes away with it. On the other end of the floor, a big block there by Cedartown's Quinlan Cawthorn. Sends that ball out of bounds. It'll be Allatoona basketball. 12-2 is your score. Cedartown down by 10. 2:32 left to play here in the opening period. Allatoona off the inbounds pass. They'll work it into the far corner. A long three on the way, no good. Two players collide for the rebound. Quinlan Cawthorn comes away with it. The big man for the Dogs pushing it up the floor, loses the handle. Rittenhouse gains it for the Dogs. They'll work it into the corner. ZDP quickly, far corner, and then he is pushed out of bounds, and that will be a foul against Allatoona. That'll be the first foul against this Buccaneers squad. It comes with 2:14 left to play here in the first. The inbounds pass will come from Davion Smith off the far baseline. Smith's going to try to get it into Turner. Aston turns around, 360 spin, gives it back to Davion. Smith, left side. Rittenhouse a three off the front of the iron, just short, no good. Rebound taken by the Bucks. Here comes Allatoona. Dupree across the timeline. Right side, McCauley with another three-pointer. It's no good. Quinlan Cawthorn secures the loose ball rebound for the Dogs and gives it up to Davion Smith. Smith into the front court. Going to work around a high ball screen set. Three on the way. Good. Davion Smith with the first basket for the Dogs in about 5 minutes. 5.5 minutes. 12-5 your score. The Dogs needed that one oh so badly. Over to the right side. They'll work it back into the corner, will the Bucks. Now they'll bring it just inside the perimeter. That long two is no good. Davion Smith comes away with the rebound. Smith will push it up the floor quickly across the timeline into the front court. Working to the right side. He's going to feed to Quinlan Cawthorn. The big man's going to take a shot at a three. It's just long off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound taken by the Bucks. Over to the right side. It'll be Soulsby with it. Now they'll work it into the corner. They'll come back to Soulsby from the far corner, right in front of the Bulldog bench. Now they'll swing it back out to Dupree. Dupree will give the handoff to Phillips. Phillips over to the right side. Soulsby's going to try to drive again, almost loses the handle, and then it's out of bounds. A travel call on Allatoona as he was going out of bounds with it. That'll be Cedartown basketball. Just under a minute to play in this opening period. 12-5 your score. Cedartown trails the number one team in the tournament, the Allatoona Buccaneers. The inbounds pass will come from Cawthorn. From ZDP. He gets it into Colton Prather, who is checked into the game. Prather across the timeline. Jacavian Woodall also checking into the game for the Dogs. They'll give it up to the big man, Quinlan Cawthorn in the corner. Gets double teamed. Gives it to Davion. Smith now to ZDP. Diamond Paisley works it to Woodall. Woodall thought about driving the perimeter. Had to kick it back outside to Smith. Davion from just outside. Three on the way. Short. Colton Prather, though, is catch it right out of midair. Gives it to ZDP off the window. No good. Allatoona came away with the rebound, and they will slow it down for the final 30 seconds. Shot clock and game clock right at the same. Dupree with it. Will give it up to Phillips. Phillips left side, top of the key. Now they'll work to the right side. Lewis is going to try to drive, has to kick it outside. Now they'll come back to Dupree with it. Dupree between the circles, working to the left side. Cawthorn picks him up at the perimeter. A fadeaway three, no good. Rebound Allatoona. The putback is no good, and that will do it for the first 8 minutes. Cedartown trails 12-5. Semifinal region tournament basketball here from Allatoona High School. We'll be back after this 60-second timeout here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big AA.
Have you been to Croker's Hardware and Supply lately? Croker's is the place to find everything you need, from boots to fencing, from plumbing supplies to wood and gas stove fittings, everything, even paint and flooring. Whether you're building or repairing, everything you need is right here at Croker's Hardware on East Avenue. Name brands galore right here in your back door. Orca and Yeti coolers and tumblers, case knives, native eyewear, buck stove grills, and more. At Croker's, you can find everything.
Go by and see the friendly staff there at 1192 Rockmart Highway. That's Croker's Hardware in Cedartown.
Bradford's Drug Store in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacists take time to get to know you and answer any questions you may have. Go by and see Justin Strickland and all the folks at Bradford's, and be sure to use their convenient drive-thru. 500 North Main Street in Cedartown, 770-748-3100. Bradford's Drug, your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Allatoona Buccaneers have it to start this second period of play as Cedartown trails 12-5. Over to the right side, Soulsby's going to pull a three. It's no good. The rebound is taken by Turnbow. Out of bounds. They're going to say it's off of Cedartown right in front of the bench. So that'll be Allatoona basketball. They will inbound from the far sideline. It'll be Turnbow to send it in. He'll get it in to Phillips. Phillips gives it over to Dupree. Dupree goes back to the right side. It's Soulsby this time, going to try to drive the baseline, kick it into the middle of the paint. Then they lose the handle on it. They get it back, a three on the way from Phillips, and that is no good. And ZDP is there for the defensive board for the Bulldogs. Smith pushes it up the floor, far sideline, runs into a screen set by Woodall. Now has to kick it back outside. They'll go to Jacavian. Now they'll give it up to ZDP. ZDP goes to Colton Prather. Prather with it, working near side. Gives it back up to Davion. High ball screen, three on the way from Smith. Missed to the right side, and the rebound is taken by the Buccaneers. Then Quinlan Cothran steals it right back, puts it on the hardwoods, though, and Buccaneers come away with it. Quickly in transition. Allatoona fires a three. In and out, no good. ZDP with the rebound. 4-4. Number 4 on Allatoona with the shot that was no good. ZDP, number 4 for the Bulldogs, with the rebound. On the other end, Davion Smith was fouled as he went up for a shot. So this will be the first trip to the free throw line for either team, and it'll come in the form of Davion Smith. 6:52 left to go here in this first half. Allatoona with a big lead, 12-5. First free throw attempt on the way from Davion is no good. All 5 points for the Bulldogs belong to Davion Smith. Trying to add to it here. And he will miss on the second one. Offensive rebound taken, though, by Jacavian Woodall, and the putback is good. 12-7 is your score. The Dogs trying to hang with this very good Allatoona squad. Over to the left side, they go to Dupree. Dupree gives it back underneath to Soulsby. Soulsby's going to bring it out on the perimeter, going to work from the left corner back to the middle of the floor, working from his left to right. Now in between the circles, going to go left side, drives the lane off the window, no good. Colton Prather there for the rebound for the Bulldogs. Prather will give it up to Smith. Davion in transition. Near side, working to the right side of the key. Now they go to the left side of the key. Now they'll work it back into the corner. Woodall near side, working the perimeter. Gives it to Quinlan Compton. The big man, 360 spin from the elbow, and it is good. 12-9, a 4-0 run for the Bulldogs right now here in this second period. Drawing ever so closely to this Allatoona squad. Allatoona's going to drive the paint. It's going to be Dupree. That was blocked by Colton Prather, and then we've got a ball on the floor. Allatoona had possession. We were trying to tie it up with them as the Buccaneers would roll out of bounds with it, and I think they're going to give it back to Cedartown. No, it will be Buccaneers basketball. So the Bucks will inbound it from the baseline. They're going to get it in over to the left side. Soulsby with it, working to the near side. Now trying to work around a high ball screen set by Phillips. They'll feed to the left side. They're going to drive off the window, in and out, no good. Quinlan Cothran comes away with the rebound. The Dogs can make it a 1-point game on this trip if we can get a basket. Colton Prather with it, working from the logo. Left side, ZDP. Jacavian Woodall now. Far corner, works it back to Davion. Smith working from far beyond the perimeter, tries to drive it in. The kickback goes to Quinlan Cothran. Cothran with it. 13 on the shot clock, and he is called for the travel, and that'll be a turnover, and Allatoona will get the basketball right back. A 3-point game. At one point, it was as much as a 10-point lead for Allatoona, and the Dogs have cut into it here in this second period. 12-9 is your score. Soulsby with it between the circles, works to the right side. Now he's going to try to drive. Tried to get the charge, or the block, I should say. It was no good. Cedartown comes away with the loose ball rebound. Davion Smith tries to feed to Quinlan Cawthorn, and we've got a foul called, and it will be against Allatoona. Cawthorn was working back to the ball, and one of the Bucks tied it up with him and got an elbow hook in there. So that'll be a foul called, the second one against Allatoona in this second period. And Cedartown will inbound from the baseline. 4:53 left to play in this second period of action. Davion Smith will inbound it. Going to work it from the baseline. Tries to get it to Jacavian Woodall, but it was tipped away, and Allatoona came away with it. They're going to drive the paint. The transition basket is no good, and Colton Prather goes up and gets the rebound for the Dogs. Prather pushes it into the front court, working to the far side, gives it to Davion Smith. Smith tries to give it to ZDP, a long pass, and it was picked off by the Buccaneers. Here comes Allatoona in transition. It's Mays with it to kick out, and then a loose ball into the corner. Allatoona regains possession. They try to go to the top. They get it away. Quinlan Cawthorn just goes in for the steal. He was going up for the basket, and he had it knocked out of his hands. They're going to say it was a clean block, but it will be Cedartown basketball. So Cedartown defense standing tall against the Buccaneers offense, and Cedartown now with a chance to make it a 1-point game or potentially tie. The inbound pass will go to Colton Prather. Prather with it, trying to work off the ball screen set by Cawthorn. Cawthorn, they give it up to ZDP. Now they'll go to Davion. Davion driving from the top of the key. Tried to drive the lane, has to kick back out to ZDP. Diamond Paisley goes back to Davion. A long three from Smith, and that was an air ball. Jacavian Woodall, though, with the rebound, but it goes right back in to the Bucks. Here come the Buccaneers. Right side, driving the lane. We left a man wide open on the baseline, and that was in the form of number 13, John Arnold. Timeout on the floor. Let's take it with them. 14-9 your score. The Bulldogs trail. We'll be back after this 30-second break here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big Double A.
Rocky and Patty Tillery, two Cedartown High School graduates, and they stayed right here in the county and went into business. They employ right at 100 people, and they've been doing that for a long time. Most of their work is from out of the county, but they want to push our youngsters here, no matter what they're doing, Little League, Pony League, high school baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, and that's Polk County Public Service. They appreciate serving you.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
Semifinal region tournament basketball here on the Big Double A. High school hoops on a Thursday night here from Allatoona High School in Cobb County, Georgia. The Bulldogs will have possession out of the timeout. Davion Smith is going to break the full court press, gets it across the timeline, goes to ZDP. Diamond Paisley goes to Quinlan Cawthorn. Cawthorn working from the far side. The pull-up long-range 2 jumper is no good, and the rebound is taken by the Buccaneers. That was a good shot, good idea. We just didn't have anybody on the backside for the rebound. Allatoona was there to box us out. Top of the key, McCauley working from between the circles, goes to the left side to Mays. Mays tries to feed it back underneath. They get it to Soulsby. Soulsby's going to have to bring it back out. Now he'll drive the paint, the kick over to the right side. Turnbow with a 3. It's no good. Rebound taken by Cedartown's Zane Diamond Paisley. ZDP gives it up to Davion Smith. Smith into the front court, back to ZDP. Now they'll work it to Aston Turner. Turner, near side, gives it back to Smith. Smith working from the logo, left side. Now they'll come back to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse back to Davion Smith. Smith just to the right of the top of the key. Now he's going to drive just inside the perimeter. That shot was up and no good, and the rebound is taken once again by the Buccaneers. McCauley with it, tries to drive the paint. That one's taken away. Loose ball, though. It's picked up and recovered by Soulsby for the Bucks. Over to the right side, they'll go to Mays. Mays now works it into the corner to Turnbow. Turnbow's going to drive from just outside the paint. Shot was up and no good. Rebound taken by Davion Smith. Smith pushes it into the front court. Far side, they'll give it to ZDP. Allatoona wanted to travel. They don't get it. Diamond Paisley with 1 foot inside the arc. That shot is up, and it is short, no good. Out of bounds. It'll be Bucks ball. Congratulations to the Cedartown Bulldog baseball team. They picked up a win in their season opener. They traveled to Lake Point and defeated the Sonoraville Phoenix by a final score of 7-2. Samuel Formby got the start for the Dogs, would go 3 solid innings and pick up the win. Ace Allen would get his first career varsity home run. So congratulations all the way around to that Cedartown Bulldogs baseball squad. The Bucks strike for a 3 from the near side corner, and it's 17-9. Davion will give it up to ZDP. Diamond Paisley across the timeline will give it back up to Smith. Smith working from the logo. Left side now to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse goes to Davion. Davion, ZDP. They'll work it to Quinlan Compton. The big man's going to drive the baseline off the window, and good. 17-11 now your score. Over to the right side is McCauley. McCauley will work it back to Dupree. Dupree from between the circles goes back to McCauley. A long 3 is on the way, and it is good. Let me tell you what. Matthew McCauley is dangerous from beyond the arc. 20-11 and a turnover. McCauley steals it off of ZDP. Goes to Dupree. Dupree just lays it in as soft as you can be with it. 22-11 your score. Back to a double-digit lead for this Buccaneers squad. And, of course, they've got all the home crowd and home court advantage they can get. And a steal off a pass to ZDP. The lay-in is good from number 22, Mays, and it's 24-11. So far, Allatoona is outscoring the Bulldogs 12-6 in this second period of play. If you remember, at one point in this second period, it was a 3-point game, and the Bucks have gone on a scoring streak here to round out this second period. We're coming up on 40 seconds left to play in this first half, and the Dogs need to get something started offensively and quickly. Zane Diamond Paisley loses that one out of bounds, but it's going to be off of Allatoona, so it'll stay Cedartown basketball with 36.5 seconds left on the clock. Davion Smith will inbound from the far sideline, gets it in to Turner. Turner goes to Cawthorn. Quinlan, the fadeaway jumper, and that one is good. 24-13. Cawthorn leading the scoring effort for the Bulldogs so far with 6. Lewis will bring it across the timeline. Now working from between the circles, goes to the left side to Mays. Mays working from beyond the arc over to the right side, tries to give it back to Lewis. It was knocked away, but Lewis is there to regain it. They'll work it into the corner to McCauley. McCauley now working from the far corner, works it into the elbow, 360 spin. They go back outside with it now to the baseline, and that one is going to be off the foot of Quinlan Cawthorn. Lewis was headed out of bounds, and he just had to get rid of it, so he bounced it off of Quinlan. 3.3 seconds left. They'll have to inbound and shoot pretty quickly. They get it into McCauley. A 3, and it is no good. ZDP comes away with the rebound, but he won't have time for a last-second shot. 24-13. Allatoona will take a big lead into the locker room here at the half. The first half is in the books. We'll look ahead to the second half. Let's take a 2-minute break. We'll send it back to the station to hear a couple of words from our sponsors, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit about that first half of action, preview the second half, and what is left for the Cedartown Bulldogs squad. We'll give you all of those answers after this 2-minute break here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, WGAA, the Big AA.
Looking for great deals? Stop by Livewire Surplus, located on North Main Street in Cedartown. They've got everything from tools and generators to patio furniture, lawn mowers, flooring, cleaning supplies, mini splits, and much more. Whether you're tackling a project or upgrading your space, they've got what you need. Come check them out at the store today. You'll never know what you might find. Check them out on Facebook or visit their new website, livewiresurplus.com. That's Livewire Surplus, 546 North Main Street in Cedartown, 678-861-5021. Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for 100 years. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call today for tee time, 770-748-9671. Located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buchanan Highway. Cedartown's original golf course, celebrating 100 years. Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Georgia needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
make the right play. Go to Peach State Ford in Cedartown today.
Rush to Peach State Ford in Cedartown. Peach State Ford has a championship lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles. Peach State Ford is now open in your backyard.
Peach State Ford is proud to be part of your local community. Whether you're waiting for your vehicle to get serviced, picking up a part for your vehicle, or stopping by to check out a new vehicle for yourself, Peach State Ford offers a wide range of amenities to enhance your experience. Peach State Ford in Cedartown, 2076 Rockmart Highway, 770-748-3673.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
24-13 is your score here at the half. The Allatoona Buccaneers on top of your Cedartown Bulldogs in the semifinal game of this region tournament. The Bulldogs fighting for a chance to play for a region championship. We're also fighting for a chance to have a home state playoff game. With 2 wins in the region tournament, the Bulldogs have secured their spot in the state tournament. However, we're trying to do even better, sweeten the deal a little bit, and get a chance at some revenge against Dalton. Compete for a region championship here in the tournament, as well as hosting a state playoff game. We'll hit the rewind button a little bit. We'll go all the way back to Monday when this Cedartown squad handedly defeated Southeast Whitfield in the opening round of this region tournament. Cedartown, the 5th seed, defeating number 8, or the 8th seed, I should say, Southeast Whitfield. And then on Tuesday, the Bulldogs would bounce back and pick up another big win against Hiram. That was nearly a 30-point victory for the Bulldogs, defeating the 4th-seeded Hiram Hornets in Game 2. And then here we are in Game 3, the semifinal game, with a chance to move on and play the number 2 team in the tournament, the Dalton Catamounts. Dalton defeating the 3-seeded Cartersville Purple Hurricanes earlier tonight. That game was a 5:30 tip. Then the girls' game was next. The Cartersville Lady Purple Hurricanes defeating the Lady Colonels of Cass High School, so they will move on to play, I believe, Dalton as well. If Cedartown does pick up the win, like I said, they will move on and play against the Dalton Catamounts in the championship game tomorrow night at 8:30. However, if they lose, they will play in the consolation game. That'll be a 5:30 tip. The Bulldogs, though, still got some unfinished business here on the road as they are trying to claw their way back into this game against the home seed, or the home school, the number 1 seed in the tournament, the Allatoona Buccaneers. Quinlan Cothran is leading the scoring effort for the Bulldogs so far. He's got 6 points and 4 rebounds, followed by Davion Smith, 5 points and 2 rebounds. Jacavian Woodall adding a basket and 2 points for the Dogs. Zane Diamond Paisley has 4 rebounds for the Dogs so far. Hayden Rittenhouse, Aston Turner, both with 2 rebounds. And Colton Prather, in the short time that he has been in the ball game, he has garnered himself 3 rebounds. So Cedartown, 18 rebounds so far. Shooting only 11%, though, from beyond the arc. And the Dogs from the floor just over 28.5%. So Cedartown needs to get some shots to land, need to get those averages up and get some big points on the board if we want a chance to hang with this team. You will remember earlier in the season, the Bulldogs fell to Allatoona both times they competed against this squad, and it has been a tough go so far for Cedartown. Once again, we want to congratulate the Cedartown Bulldogs baseball team. They picked up a big win tonight, 7-2, their season opener against the Sonoraville Phoenix. That game was played there at Lake Point in Emerson, Georgia. And then tonight here we are on the road in Cobb County, just over the line. If you're coming in from Dallas, you see the Cobb County line sign, and the next thing you see is the driveway to the Allatoona High School. But we are here from Allatoona High School. Also want to congratulate both the Cedartown Bulldogs boys soccer team as well as the Cedartown girls soccer team. Both those squads picked up wins in a absolutely torrential downpour against Gordon Central on Tuesday night. So congratulations to both of those squads picking up, that game was actually last night, picking up big-time wins. Looking at Cedartown's roster, or resume, I should say, for this tournament, Cedartown finishing in that 5th seed. They finished the season 13-12 overall. They have improved to 15-12 now with those 2 wins in the tournament. They were defeated by Allatoona back on December the 3rd by a final score of 71-45. And then they lost to Allatoona in the second game. This game was a much closer game, but they fell by a final of 63-52. So Cedartown has not been able to pick up wins yet against Allatoona, but now would be a perfect time. They defeated East Whitfield by a final of 80-15 in round 1 of the tournament, and then they defeated Hiram 74-48. That is a huge bounce-back win. If you remember, the last time Cedartown played Hiram, back at the end of January, they lost by a final score of 72-36. 72-36. In the first meeting against Hiram, they lost by a final of 57-40. Then when it came crunch time, they would pick up a huge win, 74-48. Now, that was also Hiram's first game of the tournament. So you could say that maybe Hiram was just a little bit slow coming out of the gate. Well, this is Allatoona's first game in the tournament, and they have not been slow. 24-13 is your score here at the half. We're going to send it back to the station. We will take a 90-second break, and then we will come back for second half of the semifinal region tournament game here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big AA. We'll be back after this 90-second break. After a word from
Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs!
Looking for a good used vehicle? Don't go out of town. Come see the folks at Dingler Motor Company, 526 North Main Street. Bad credit, no problem. Dingler Motor Company can get you back on the road in no time with their in-house financing. Top quality pre-owned late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop by and check out their wide selection at 526 North Main Street across from Livewire Surplus. Call them at 770-748-0906. Search them on Facebook at Dingler Motor Co. That's Dingler Motor Company.
Are you ready for steel? Equipment, that is. At Croker's Hardware in Cedartown, we've got all the steel equipment. Blowers and shredder vacs, chainsaws, augers and drills, trimmers and brush cutters. We're very proud to be a retailer for the steel product line. As an independent dealer, we can provide many services that the big box chain stores just can't match. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is always ready to help you select the equipment that meets your specific needs. So call Croker's for a steel today. That's 770-748-4842 to learn more about steel in Cedartown.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
And we are back, and the third period is underway. Cedartown now working from right to left on your radio dial. CDP on the far side. He'll give it up to Aston Turner. Turner from the corner gives it back to Davion Smith. Smith is going to try to drive, runs into a double team on the baseline, has to go outside to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse will give to ZDP. Diamond Paisley fires a three, in and out, no good, and the rebound is taken by the Buccaneers. Allatoona will drive, and then they turn it over. Loose ball, now the Bucks have it. Now Cedartown has it back. ZDP picks up the loose ball. He'll feed ahead to Quinlan Cawthorn. Cawthorn tries to feed to Hayden Rittenhouse, and he just let him way too much, and that one is out of bounds, and that will go right back to the Bucks. So a chance for the Bulldogs to put some points on the board and get on the board first here in the second half. Goes by the wayside, and we will have to reset on defense and try it again. The Bucks will drive. That one's a good basket off the window there by number 2, Lewis. Cedartown in transition. ZDP, far sideline. They'll work it to Aston Turner. Back to Diamond Paisley, now to Smith. Smith works it to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse fires a three off the back of the iron. Just too strong, no good. Quinlan Cawthorn trying to track down the loose ball. And we have a tie up on the floor. Cawthorn gets it. They'll give it to Turner. Turner tries to go back to Rittenhouse, and it's knocked out of bounds. That was just a very odd transition there as Cedartown and Allatoona were fighting for the basketball. But the Bulldogs will have it. Davion will trigger from the baseline. Almost into the corner. We get it in to Turner. Turner over to the right side. Cawthron with it. He's going to drive the perimeter, takes it into the paint, and then he is fouled as he was going up for a shot, and he'll be headed to the free throw line to shoot 2. Both squads playing very clean basketball so far. Cedartown with only 1 foul on the night. That is just the 4th foul on the night against this Buck squad. Cedartown's Quinlan Cawthron to the free throw line. First free throw attempt is up, and it is good. 26-14 now your score. Cawthron 1 for 1 from the charity stripe. Comes set. Attempt on the way, and that one is good. He is 2 for 2, and the Bulldogs go from 0% at the charity stripe to now 50%. 26-15 is your score. Dogs trail. Top of the key, Soulsby. He's going to work to the left side. Now he's going to try to work into the corner. They get it to McCauley. McCauley drives baseline. High off the window, no good. Rebound by Phillips, and the putback is good. 28-15. We just did not box out the big, tall Kellen Phillips, and he made us pay for it. ZDP working through the double team, breaks the press into the front court. Now they'll go to Rittenhouse. He'll try to answer with a 3. It's no good. Turner knocks it away out of bounds, and that'll be basketball in favor of the Bucks. Turner trying to go up for that rebound, but just could not secure it, and ended up coming off of his hand and out of bounds. So Allatoona will get the basketball back. 6 minutes left to play in this third period. 28-15 your score. Allatoona with a comfortable lead over this Bulldog squad. We knock it away. Is still there by Turner. Turner will give it up to Quinlan Cawthron. Cawthron brings it across the timeline. Now going to work to the left side to Turner. Turner to Davion Smith. Now working to the right side. 360 spin. Kick out to Turner. Turner to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse tries to feed it underneath to Cawthron, and Phillips is there to knock it away. He'll give it up to Lewis. Lewis across the timeline now. Quickly working in transition are the Bucks. Over to the left side. Phillips thought about a 3, fakes it, pulls it down, gives it back to Lewis. Lewis near side, now to the left side, and we've got a whistle and a stoppage in play, and that's going to be a foul. It's called against the Bucks, and that'll be Cedartown basketball. The foul was called on number 11, Kellen Phillips. Allatoona full court press. Cedartown tries to get it into Quinlan Cawthron. It goes to the Bucks. They save it back in bounds off the window. No good. Davion is there for the rebound. So we averted disaster there, but then we turn it right back over. We give it to Soulsby. Soulsby drives the paint, the foul, and the basket. They're going to get ZDP. So Dean Soulsby with a chance at a 3-point play. Diamond Paisley picks up his first foul. First team foul for this Bulldog squad. The and one is on the way, and it is good. Now a 16-point lead for this Allatoona squad, 31-15. They have outscored Cedartown 7-2 in this third period so far. The inbounds goes to Davion Smith. Smith's going to slowly bring it into the front court. He'll cross the timeline, goes to the right side. They'll work it into Turner into the corner, back to ZDP. Diamond Paisley working off left side. Now they'll come near side, and we just keep throwing the basketball away. That one they were trying to get it to Hayden Rittenhouse, and we just threw it away. Out of his reach, off of his fingertips, and that'll be a turnover as Aston Turner and Hayden Rittenhouse come out. Jacavian Woodall and Colton Prather check in. McCauley with it from the logo across the timeline. Working to the left side. They'll feed it to Lewis. Lewis back to McCauley. McCauley going to drive to the right side. They'll give it up to Soulsby. Soulsby drives the baseline and just lays it in as pretty as can be. 33-15. This Allatoona squad is clicking on all cylinders right now. Davion Smith, he has his pocket picked and a steal. Phillips into the lane. The basket is good. 35-15. Cedartown will get it into Woodall. Woodall will feed to Diamond Paisley. Diamond Paisley across the timeline. Near side, he's going to work it back to the right side. They'll give it to Colton Prather. Prather gives it back to ZDP. Fires a 3, and it's good. 35-18. Timeout on the floor. Let's take it with him. We'll be back after this 30-second break here on the Cedartown Bulldog Sports Network, the Big AA.
Bradford's Drug Store in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacists take time to get to know you and answer any questions you may have. Go by and see Justin Strickland and all the folks at Bradford's and be sure to use their convenient drive-thru. 500 North Main Street in Cedartown, 770-748-3100. Bradford's Drug, your locally owned and operated good neighbor pharmacy.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
35-18 is your score. Cedartown Bulldogs trail the Allatoona Buccaneers. 4:05 left to play in the third, out of the timeout. Allatoona will have the basketball. Coach Cherry pleading with an official on the sideline. He was talking to him before the timeout and now talking to him after the timeout. Allatoona will inbound. We got a steal by ZDP off the inbounds. Off the window, basket no good. Tipped around and Allatoona comes away with it. We almost stole one from them. We almost steal it again into the front court, but Allatoona gets it back. McCauley with it, brings it to the near side to Lewis. Lewis will feed to Phillips. Phillips in the paint, left side, they'll go to Soulsby. He kicks back out to McCauley. ZDP picks him up there. They go to Phillips in the elbow. Now outside to Lewis. Lewis feeds underneath. They go right back to Lewis. He fires a three. It's no good. Rebound taken by Quinlan Cothran. Cedartown trying to convert off of the turnover, or off the rebound, and missed shot there by Allatoona. ZDP with it, working off the far side wing. They give it back up now to Colton Prather. Prather works to the right side, drives in from the wing. Now he'll work into the corner, goes to Davion Smith. ZDP, straightaway three, good. No, just short. Just short. In transition, the basket is good by Dean Soulsby for the Bucks, and it's 37-18. Cedartown trying to work in transition, but again, we turn it over, and Allatoona comes away with it. Lewis now from between the circles, working to the right side. He's going to come near side. They'll give it back up to Soulsby. Soulsby, he will work from between the circles, left side to McCauley. McCauley working off the far side wing, going to work it into the corner. Now they'll feed underneath to Lewis. Lewis to Phillips. Phillips back outside to Soulsby. A three on the way. Good. 40-18, timeout on the floor. Let's take it with them. We'll be back after this 60-second break here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Rocky and Patty Tillery, two Cedartown High School graduates, and they stayed right here in the county and went into business. They employ right at 100 people, and they've been doing that for a long time. Most of their work is from out of the county, but they want to push our youngsters here, no matter what they're doing, Little League, Pony League, high school baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, and that's Polk County Public Service. They appreciate serving you.
Looking for great deals? Stop by Livewire Surplus, located on North Main Street in Cedartown. They've got everything from tools and generators to patio furniture, lawn mowers, flooring, cleaning supplies, mini splits, and much more. Whether you're tackling a project or upgrading your space, they've got what you need. Come check them out at the store today. You'll never know what you might find. Check them out on Facebook or visit their new website, livewiresurplus.com. That's Livewire Surplus, 546 North Main Street in Cedartown, 678-861-5021.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Out of the timeout, ZDP will bring it across the timeline for the Bulldogs. Gets triple teamed, but he's able to work through it. They feed to Jacavian Woodall. High off the glass, no good. Backside rebound taken by Allatoona, and then it is out of bounds, and it will be Buccaneers basketball. We thought we were going to get a basket there after ZDP was able to work through the triple team and find Jacavian Woodall, but his shot was high off the window, and we had no help on the weak side rebound. A steal. ZDP at midcourt with it. Works it into the front court. Off the window and good. Diamond Paisley gets it back to a 20-point game, 40-20. Cedartown trails. They're going to have a big 10 minutes if they want a chance to make it to the championship game. Over to the left side. Dupree drives. The kick out. Soulsby with it. Fires a three. That one's no good. Rebound taken by Cedartown's Quinlan Cothran. The big man will give it up to Colton Prather. Prather across the timeline, working off the far side wing. Now he'll come to Smith. Smith feeds it back to ZDP. Back to Davion. Back to Colton Prather. They're continuing to work the perimeter, left to right, right to left. Prather gives it up to Davion. He's going to try to drive. has to come back outside. Now he'll work it into the perimeter, and he is fouled as he was going up for a shot. And he'll head to the free throw line to shoot 2. That foul on number 12, Preston Aguila-Velez. And that will send Davion Smith to the charity stripe. First one on the way from Smith is good. Davion in the first half made one trip to the free throw line, and he was 0 for 2, so he's now 1 for 3. 40-21 your score. Subs coming in for the Buccaneers as well as the Bulldogs. Jamarius Woodall has checked in for Jacavian Woodall. Second free throw attempt on the way. Good. 40-22. Allatoona inbounds it cleanly. They get it back to Dupree. Dupree has picked up his dribble, needs help, gets it to Soulsby. Soulsby is double teamed. Now they'll work it into the front court. They give it up to Mays. Mays will give it back up to number 12, then over to the left side, and that was a basket made by Dupree. We double teamed the ball carrier, and we left somebody wide open on the weak side, and they were able to bank it in off the window easily. Jamarius Woodall trying to work it into Quinlan Cawthorn, has it knocked away, picks it back up, gives it to Prather. Prather's going to try to drive. He's on the baseline. The kick out back to the corner. Now he drives. The shot is up, and it was no good, but he draws the contact, and he'll go to the charity stripe and shoot 2. Cedartown may have to shoot their way back into this one from the free throw line. 53 seconds left in this third period. It's still a 20-point lead, though, for Allatoona. 42-22. Prather trying to cut into that one. First free throw attempt is up, and it is good from Colton Prather. Allatoona outscoring the Bulldogs in this second half so far, 18-10. Subs coming in again for Allatoona, as Prather will go back for his final of the 2. That high arcing shot off the back of the iron, no good. Jamarius Woodall comes away with the rebound. Off the window, he draws the contact, and he'll head to the free throw line and shoot 2. I just got it out of my mouth that we might have to shoot our way back into this one from the free throw line. And Woodall is headed to the charity stripe for 2. 49 seconds left in the third period. First free throw attempt on the way is up and good. You had Prather at the free throw line, who has a very high arcing shot. And then you have Woodall now at the charity stripe. A low line drive. That one off the back of the iron. It's no good, but he got his own rebound once again. Turn shot, hook shot off the window, no good. Got his own rebound again, and he's fouled again. My goodness. Woodall is making his presence known in this second half. He's only been in the game 2 minutes, and he's been fouled twice and is at the free throw line for the second time. First one on the way, no good. Too strong out the back of the iron. 42-24 your score. 41 seconds left in this third period. Second one on the way, off the front of the iron. This one's short, no good. This rebound is secured by Allatoona, but Woodall is sticking right with Dupree. Dupree will break the press, gets it into the front court, working to the weak side, and that one is just off the hands of Allatoona's John Arnold. And it's out of bounds, and Cedartown forces the turnover. The Dogs are almost playing like they want this region tournament to continue for them. They're playing like they want a home state playoff game. They want it, we want it. I know all of you at home listening would love to see it. Colton Prather, foul called. Prather was trying to work it to Quinlan Cawthorn, and they will get a foul called on number 22, Griffin Mays. And so this will send Quinlan Cawthorn to the free throw line to shoot 2. First one on the way. Missed everything. 17 fouls against the Allatoona Buccaneers in this third period. Both squads have been playing very clean basketball up to this point. Second free throw attempt on the way from Quinlan. It's also no good. Woodall fighting for the rebound, out of bounds. It'll be Allatoona basketball. So Cedartown missing out on some golden opportunities to put some points on the board and try to bite their way back into this one. Allatoona inbounds it cleanly. They get it across the timeline cleanly. They'll work it to the strong side. No good, but we've got a foul called, and they're going to get Davion Smith. That's going to be just his first. That'll send number 13, John Arnold, to the free throw line to shoot 2. This will be the first time the Buccaneers have been to the charity stripe tonight. First one on the way is up, and it is no good. Too strong off the back of the iron. Maybe the second time. Aguila Velez comes back into the game for the Bucks. Woodall goes out. Rittenhouse checks back in. Second free throw attempt, also no good. Quinlan Cothran comes away with the rebound, gives it up to Davion Smith. Smith's going to push it into the front court. 7 seconds left, working to the left side. Now he's going to go to the right side to Prather. Prather's going to try to drive, pull up jumper, and it's good. Colton Prather at the buzzer gets it to fall. 42-26 is your score. We'll go to the final 8 minutes. The Dogs with 8 minutes to come back and try to earn themselves a trip to the championship game. We'll take this 30-second break, and we'll come back for the final period here from Allatoona High School. Back after this 30-second break here on the Big AA.
Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for 100 years. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call today for tee time, 770-748-9671. Located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buchanan Highway. Cedartown's original golf course celebrating 100 years. Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
42-26, the Dogs are going to have a magical run in this final 8 minutes if they want to see a chance at a championship game as well as a home game in the state playoffs. Allatoona will have possession to start it. The inbounds will go to the backcourt to Andre Dupree. Dupree will give it back up. Now they'll work it into the corner. Soulsby with it, back outside. Back to Soulsby. Soulsby's going to try to drive from the baseline. The kick over goes to McCauley, and he is out of bounds as they were trying to work it into the corner. So a good opening possession defensive stand by the Cedartown Bulldogs. Allatoona, however, will press off the inbounds. Davion going to try to get it in cleanly. Got to get it in. They float it for Colton Prather. Prather tracks it down into the front court quickly. Working from the near sideline. Drives the baseline. The little 4-foot floater is good from Colton Prather. 42-28. Dupree into the front court. Gives it back to Lewis. Lewis from the logo. Working to the right side. They'll give it to Dupree. Dupree going to work to the left side. Almost at the top of the key. They try to feed it underneath, and it is out of bounds off the Bulldogs. We poke that one away. It'll be Buccaneers basketball. Dean Soulsby will inbound from the baseline for the Bucks. The inbounds will go to Lewis. Lewis working from the corner, feeds to Phillips, back to Soulsby. Soulsby working off the wing, goes back to Phillips. Phillips just to the right of the key. Now they'll try to work it to McCauley, and another turnover. Once again, the Bulldog defense standing tall. Davion Smith will inbound from the baseline. We got to get it in cleanly as they do have another full court press. We get it into Prather. Prather near side, directing traffic. Now he's just going to bring it across the timeline himself. Gives it back to Davion Smith. Smith, 360 spin, loses it. A steal by McCauley, and he'll lay it off the window, no good. Shot contested, and a foul is going to be called on the backside. The offensive board and then the putback by Allatoona will earn him a trip to the charity stripe. Colton Prather picks up his first foul of the night, just team foul number 1 in this fourth period. 6:58 left to play. 42-28 is your score. Andre Dupree to the charity stripe for the Bucks. First free throw attempt coming. On its way, good. 43-28. Cedartown needs a big 7 minutes right here. They've had a couple of good defensive stands. We just got to go down and turn it into points. Continue to force bad passes and turnovers. Dupree, second one, it's good. 44-28. They're going to have the biggest quarter of their career if they want to come back and pick up a win here. Davion is going to bring it across the timeline to Colton Prather. We know it can be done, though. We saw him do it Tuesday night against Hiram. ZDP from the elbow, and he is fouled as he went up for the shot from the elbow, so he'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2. They get Andre Dupree for the offense, and that'll send Zane Diamond Paisley to the free throw line to shoot 2. First one on the way from ZDP. Good. 44-29. Diamond Paisley takes a couple of dribbles, spins the ball. Second free throw attempt, in and out, no good. Rebound taken by the Bucks. They quickly work it into the front court to Dean Soulsby. Soulsby gives it back to Lewis. Lewis works to the left side to Dupree. McCauley from the corner. Back into Phillips driving the lane, and he is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2. They get Jamarius Woodall. That's going to be his first. But unfortunately, it's going to send Kellen Phillips to the free throw line to shoot 2. First free throw attempt on the way from Phillips is no good. Did a 360 spin around the rim and then fell out the left side. It's kind of like what happens when you go through a roundabout too fast and you don't have your kid strapped down too tight and the passenger door flies open. That free throw attempt, though, he had his seatbelt on that time. That one made it. 45-29. Quinlan Cawthorn off the inbound, quickly working it into the front court, loses the handle on it. They just will not admit that the Buccaneers got in there and knocked that one away. I saw it, Coach Cherry saw it, the entire Cedartown bench saw it. Unfortunately, the guys wearing the gray and black did not. Cedartown with a forced turnover right there. Lewis threw it right to Colton Prather. Prather working from the left side, going to try to drive baseline. The kick out goes to Quinlan Cawthorn. Cawthorn to Davion. Davion to Jacavian Woodall. Back to Smith. Smith working from the near side wing. Now he's going to try to drive. Long 2 on the way, no good. Short, rebound taken by the Bucks. Lewis will work it into the front court. Over to the right side, they come to Dupree with it. Dupree drives the lane, the kick out to McCauley. A 3 on the way from the corner, and it's good. He is so dangerous from that corner shot. 48-29. Allatoona could be getting ready to settle back into a rhythm. If they do, you can tell the fat lady to go ahead and start singing. Quinlan Cawthorn is fouled. He was just inside the arc, but they're going to get the foul called against Phillips. So this will send Cedartown's big man to the charity stripe to shoot 2. That is the second team foul. The official having a long conversation with Phillips, explaining to him what the foul is. First free throw attempt from Quinlan, no good, just off the front of the iron. Jamarius Woodall is going to check into the game for Jacavian Woodall. So you've got Woodall, ZDP, Smith, Prather, and, of course, the big man, Quinlan Cawthorn. Second free throw attempt on the way. That one is good. 48-30 is your score. Dupree off the inbounds. He's going to get double teamed. They get it to Phillips. Phillips works it ahead to Lewis. They break the full court press. Lewis drives, rolls around, will not go. Quinlan Cawthorn comes away with the rebound. Gives it up to Prather. Prather goes ahead to Smith. Smith to ZDP. 360 spin. Goes back outside to Smith. Davion's going to try to drive the baseline. Hook shot high off the window and good from Davion Smith. 48-32 your score. McCauley trying to work through the double team. Gets it to Phillips. Left side. Dupree. Pull up 3. No good. Rebound taken by the Bulldogs. Jamarius Woodall comes away with it. He'll give it up to Davion. Davion gives it to Colton Prather. Now to Davion Smith. Across the timeline into the front court for the Bulldogs. Working off the far side wing. Davion working the perimeter. Gives it back up to Colton Prather. Prather now comes to ZDP. Back to Prather. Prather, top of the key. Pulls the 3 and it gets wedged. It'll wedge in between the rim and the backboard. So that is a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Bulldogs. Will have possession. But first, a timeout on the floor. Let's take it with them. We'll be back after this 60-second break here on the Big AA.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the GHSA and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
Make the right play. Go to Peach State Ford in Cedartown today.
Rush to Peach State Ford in Cedartown. Peach State Ford has a championship lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles. Peach State Ford is now open in your backyard.
Peach State Ford is proud to be part of your local community. Whether you're waiting for your vehicle to get serviced, picking up a part for your vehicle, or stopping by to check out a new vehicle for yourself, Peach State Ford offers a wide range of amenities to enhance your experience. Peach State Ford in Cedartown, 2076 Rockmart Highway, 770-748-3673.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Out of the timeout, we inbound to Hayden Rittenhouse. He pulls a three. It is no good. Rebound ZDP. He takes it back up, and that one is good. The offensive board and the basket. 48-32. Dogs trying to work their way back into this one. Foul's going to be called against Quinlan Cothran. That'll be his second. Third team foul against the Bulldogs. Jamarius Woodall is going to check back into the game, as well as Ashton Turner. Rittenhouse and Davion will come out. 3 team fouls against the Bulldogs, 2 team fouls against Allatoona. 4:25 left to play. The Bucks will inbound it to Dupree. Dupree working off the far side wing. Gives to Lewis. Lewis works it back to Soulsby. Soulsby near side wing. He's going to work to his left, back to the middle of the floor. They'll go to Dupree. Dupree loses the handle, picks it back up, though. He's going to work it into the corner to McCauley. McCauley trying to work it around the corner. They'll give it up to Lewis. Lewis on the baseline. Goes to Phillips. Phillips mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound Woodall. He'll give it up to Prather. Prather brings it across the timeline for the Bulldogs. Works to Ashton Turner. Turner to Prather. Prather going to work it back towards the middle of the floor, top of the key, feeds it to ZDP. Diamond Paisley is going to work between the circles, going to work to the left side. They'll go to Prather with it now. Prather with it, backs it out to the Allatoona A. Over to the right side to Turner, trying to create some type of penetration. They get it to Woodall. Woodall drives the paint, the one-handed layup, no good. Rebound knocked around. Colton Prather comes away with it. Prather's going to drive, tries to feed to Quinlan Cothran, but it is a turnover, and here come the Bucks. Dupree with it now off the window. The basket is good, and the contact. We'll wait for the foul. It's going to be against Ashton Turner. That is his first, team foul number 4. And the and one coming for Andre Dupree. 50-34 now your score. Just when you thought the Bulldogs were getting something heated up and trying to get back into this one, Allatoona strikes. A chance at a three-point play here. Dupree comes set. The and one is up, and it is good. 51-34. Allatoona still in the full court press. Cedartown will inbound it to Davion Smith. Smith brings it up the near side across the timeline. He goes to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse to Prather. Prather to ZDP. A wide open three for Diamond Paisley. It's no good. Rebound Rittenhouse. The putback. It is good. Back-to-back trips for the Bulldogs where we've gotten an offensive board and gotten points out of it. Over to the right side, Dupree with it. He's going to try to drive the baseline. The kick out, it'll go to Soulsby. Soulsby almost has it picked away from Davion Smith. Does come away with it. Smith against Soulsby. High off the window, no good. The foul called, and Davion will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Foul's going to be on Dean Soulsby. That'll be his third, as well as the third team foul. First free throw attempt on the way from Smith is good. 51-37. Jamarius Woodall is going to check back into the game for Hayden Rittenhouse. Ashton Turner will also check into the game, but he'll come get Davion Smith. Second free throw attempt is up, and it is good. Hit off the front of the rim and then crawled home like a sleepy bear looking for its cave during hibernation. 51-38 is your score. Bulldogs trying to hang with this Allatoona squad and work their way back into this one. We triple team them in transition. Now they'll work back to McCauley. McCauley will come to Lewis. Lewis near side gives it up to Soulsby. Soulsby's going to work it back to the middle of the floor. Now they'll give to Dupree. Dupree almost in the near side corner now. He works it to Phillips. Phillips to Lewis in the paint, off the window and good. They just make it happen every time. 53-38. Quinlan Cothran with it. He's going to try to drive the lane. The one-handed weak side layup is good there by Quinlan Cothran. He got it to roll off the left hand. 53-40. Cedartown double teams him in the backcourt, but they're able to break the press. Dupree's going to drive. Now the kick out to McCauley. McCauley working off the far side. Just to the left of the top of the key. Works it even further left. Now they'll give it to Phillips. Phillips back outside, and we've got a foul called. It'll be against the Bulldogs. It's going to be against Zane Diamond Paisley. That'll be his second. That's also going to be the 5th team foul of the period, so that will send the Buccaneers to the free throw line to shoot 2. They'll shoot from here on out. Davion Smith as well as Hayden Rittenhouse getting ready to check back into the game for the Dogs. First free throw attempt on the way from Phillips is good. 54-40. Woodall and Turner will come out. Phillips getting ready to take his second of 2 on this trip, and that one is good as well. 55-40 is your score. 2:09 left to play. The Dogs still with a chance, but we got to get something going and quickly. We inbound it to Colton Prather. We go back to ZDP. ZDP goes to Davion. Davion's going to drive, working off the near side. He'll bounce it back outside the perimeter. Now he's going to drive from the low post. The layup is good. That's a good way to get something started. 55-42. Soulsby gets it across the timeline. They'll work it to McCauley, now to Phillips. Phillips going to try to feed underneath. Lewis was left wide open. The contact, the basket is good. That foul's going to be against Hayden Rittenhouse. 57-42. As you can tell, the Dogs are trying to work the perimeter. They're trying to get a steal and a press. And we just left Lewis wide open in the lane. That's the risk that you run if they're able to break that press. 57-42, the and one is no good, but the Bucks get the rebound. McCauley gets it, gives it out to Dupree. Dupree will get double teamed. Now they'll feed to Phillips. Phillips from just beyond the elbow. They'll go back to McCauley. McCauley drives to the corner. They give to Phillips. Right side. Now they'll come near side into Soulsby. Soulsby goes back to Dupree. Dupree working off the far side or near sideline. And Zane Diamond Paisley fouls him. And it'll send Dupree back to the free throw line. It's going to be the third on ZDP. 1:26 left. Andre Dupree back to the charity stripe for the Bucks. First one on the way is good. Hits off the front of the iron and rolls in. 42-58 now your score. Subs coming in for both squads. Cedartown will sub in Keenan Price. Andre Dupree getting ready to take his second of 2 on this trip. It is up, and it is no good. Price gets the rebound for the Dogs. He'll give it ahead to Davion Smith. Smith across the timeline into the front court, working off the far side wing. He gets double teamed, feeds it to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse fires a 3. It's no good, and the rebound will go to the Bucks. Coming up on a minute to play, the Dogs' run in the region tournament has been something special, picking up big wins against Southeast Whitfield as well as Hiram. But this is probably going to be their last one. Timeout on the floor. Let's take it with them. We'll be back after this 30-second break here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big AA.
Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs!
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
58-42 is your score. The Allatoona Buccaneers, the number 1 seed team in the region tournament, are on their way to the championship game to face the number 2 seeded team in the tournament, the Dalton Catamounts. Allatoona inbounds it. Turnbow with it. Near sideline. Now going to try to work it back to the middle of the floor. He'll give it up to number 31, Littles. They're going to drive the lane, and then they block there by the Bulldogs, but contact. And so that'll send Allatoona back to the free throw line. They're going to get Davion Smith. That'll be his second. 50.4 seconds left on the clock. John Arnold heads to the charity stripe for 2. First one on the way from Arnold is good. 59-42. Second one on the way from Arnold. It's also good. 60-42. The inbounds pass will go to Davion Smith. Smith will bring it across the timeline for the Bulldogs into the front court, working off the far side. He'll come back to his left to Zane Diamond Paisley. Diamond Paisley with it. Will give it up to Colton Prather. Prather with it, near side wing, gives it back up to Smith. Smith works it to ZDP, a 3 from the corner. That one's off the side of the backboard, no good. And Allatoona comes away with the rebound. Turnbow with it. Will give it up to Littles. Littles now goes to Watson with it. Watson over to the right side. They'll feed to Mays. Mays works it into the corner to Turnbow. Turnbow will bring it back out. Shot clock is off, and that is going to do it here from Allatoona High School. The Bulldogs are going to fall in the semifinal game of the region tournament to the number 1 seeded team, the Allatoona Buccaneers, by a final score of 60-42. We'll send it back to the station for 60 seconds. We'll come back and we'll wrap this one up. You are listening to Cedartown High School basketball here on the official home of the Cedartown Bulldogs, the Big AA. Back after this 60-second break.
Looking for a good used vehicle? Don't go out of town. Come see the folks at Dingler Motor Company, 526 North Main Street. Bad credit, no problem. Dingler Motor Company can get you back on the road in no time with their in-house financing. Top quality pre-owned late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop by and check out their wide selection at 526 North Main Street across from Livewire Surplus. Call them at 770-748-0906. Search them on Facebook at Dingler Motor Co. That's Dingler Motor Company.
Have you been to Croker's Hardware and Supply lately? Croker's is the place to find everything you need, from boots to fencing, from plumbing supplies to wood and gas stove fittings, everything, even paint and flooring. Whether you're building or repairing, everything you need is right here at Croker's Hardware on East Avenue. Name brands galore right here in your back door. Orca and Yeti coolers and tumblers, case knives, native eyewear, buck stove grills, and more. At Croker's, you can find everything.
Go by and see the friendly staff there at 1192 Rockmart Highway. That's Croker's Hardware in Cedartown.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
15 minutes after 10 p.m. late night, Thursday night high school hoops here on the Big AA. The Cedartown Bulldogs fall in the semifinal game of the region tournament to the Allatoona Buccaneers by a final score of 60-42. Davion Smith would lead the scoring effort for the Dogs, finishing the night with 13 points and 2 rebounds. Quinlan Cothran, 11 points, 8 rebounds. Zane Diamond Paisley, 8 points, 5 rebounds. Colton Prather, 5 points, 3 rebounds. Jacavian Woodall, Hayden Rittenhouse both finishing the night with 2 points, and Jamarius Woodall with a single point. And the Dogs come up just short here on the road. Your FCA player of the game for this semifinal region tournament game is Colton Prather, finishing the night with 5 points, 3 rebounds. We saw Colton a lot tonight, a lot more than we've seen him in previous games. So congratulations, Colton Prather. He is your FCA player of the game. Well, Bulldog fans, that will do it for the region tournament run for the Cedartown Bulldogs. They go 2-1 in the tournament, picking up wins in round 1 against Southeast Whitfield, round 2 against Hiram, and then falling here in the semifinal game against Allatoona. The Buccaneers will move on to take on the Dalton Catamounts in the championship game. That game will be tomorrow night at 8:30. The Bulldogs will play a consolation game tomorrow night with a tip-off of 5:30. They also have earned themselves a trip to the state playoffs after picking up those 2 wins in the region tournament. The Dogs will be on the road, so that game will be a road game for Cedartown as soon as we know who and where. well, we'll let you know. This will more than likely, though, be my final broadcast of the basketball season, as Andrew Carter will be bringing you those state playoff games if, of course, the schedule allows us. We sure hope it will, but we will absolutely let you know who and where the Bulldogs will play next. Once again, your final here from Allatoona High School, the Buccaneers 60, your Cedartown Bulldogs 42. I'm Sam Branch saying, as always, until next time, Bulldog fans, good night, God bless, and go Dogs.